Welcome to the Tom Barnard Family Podcast with
co-host Catherine Brandt,
Andy Brandt Barnard,
and Kristen Burt.
And Kristen Burt. We love that. You know that to be true.
I have a quick question of our audience.
Yes.
If anybody has used a soft cone for about a 24-pound dog for surgery, you know, the cone of shame, let me know what brand you bought and if you liked it. And because a lot of these seem to be frequently returned items, but I'm wondering, they wouldn't use it for 10 days and then return it?
They absolutely would.
If you get it from Chewy and bring it home, they will just tell you, and you're like, if Jude hates it, they'll tell you to donate it to a shelter.
Oh, I like Chewy.
As part of the return, so just do that.
That's where Jude gets all his meds and his food and everything is Chewy.
Yeah, Chewy's fantastic.
I do.
Their customer service is amazing.
They really are. I mean, and you get stuff so fast.
So fast. We called them yesterday because we had ordered one of those 40-pound litter bags. And when we opened the box, it was split open. So I just said, call them. And they said, hey, we're going to send you another one and either dispose of the litter or use it, whatever you want to do.
This litter doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. It just was all over the box. So we didn't want to. So whatever was left in the bag, we'll use, of course. But
Yeah, I ordered a bag of rice. It was like a 10, 20-pound bag of rice from Amazon. And the bag of rice came inside of another Ziploc bag. And I was like, what's that all about? And I took the bag of rice out, and the bag of rice was split open. So what they did is instead of giving me a new bag of rice, they put it inside a Ziploc bag so the rice wouldn't get everywhere.
That's disgusting because you don't know what it was exposed to.
Yeah, exactly. So I returned. Well, I returned it, quote unquote. They just told me to throw it away, so I did. But yeah, it's like just give me a new bag of rice. What to throw the waste away? It's going to happen anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 3 very quick pieces of business to take care of. I hope if you didn't hear or see the show yesterday with Herbeck, as he was known to do, he hit a home run with the show yesterday.
Aww.
He was so great. Just the nicest guy in the world.
Grand slam.
It was a real grand slam. That's exactly what it was.
Foul ball or a strike. Those are bad.
Now, the other thing is now I got to get a hold of Timmy Laudner because we got to have Laudner on. If you have Herbeck on, you got to have Laudner on. There's no question about that.
We had them both on one time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
A long time ago.
We absolutely did.
Big galoots.
They are both big. Well, you know what? Timmy is not a big galoot anymore.
Well, he's still like a larger size.
Is it tall galoot?
Yeah, he's tall. Yeah, he's a lean galoot.
But he's those guys were very tall and broad for ball players. Most baseball players are not built like that.
No. Tim Laudner's build height is 6'3", so that's pretty tall, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Average MLB height, I wonder. Average MLB height, really? Huh. 6'1".
6'1" makes sense.
I
Yep.
would have said like 5'10".
Yeah, they all seem so small. Usually the pitchers and the first baseman are larger, right?
Yes, pitchers are the tallest by a good margin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, one more thing to announce this morning, and this is something, well, maybe, Kristen, you may have heard this, but maybe not, because I believe it just happened yesterday. But we'll have to have them on the show as well. Frank and Amelia were named to the Minnesota Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Did you ever know Frank and Amelia when you were here?
I didn't know them, but I know who they are, so that's exciting.
Great people. Very, very nice people, both of them. Well, I mean, she's nicer than he is, but yeah, no.
I congratulated both of them via text, and Frank says, thanks, Catherine. I never thought it would happen while we were still working, so this is nice. Hi to Tom, please.
Yep, we'll reach out and get them on the show, too, because
Amelia.
2 of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. Really, really. You know, I will tell you one thing. The news people in the Twin Cities, it's, except for a couple of people, it's a really, really good market. You know, really just trying to deliver the news and kind of do what they're supposed to do, which is pass the news along to you so you can live your life, right?
Yep.
There you go. So, Kristen Burt, what is new with you?
What is new? Guess what? We finally have the Madison premiering tomorrow on Paramount Plus. That is the Michelle Pfeiffer, Kurt Russell offshoot of Taylor Sheridan's Montana universe. And it's getting mixed reviews. Everyone's saying Michelle Pfeiffer kind of carries it because it's about a couple that moves from New York City to Montana to kind of regroup after a family tragedy. But I still am curious to watch at least the first couple of episodes, see how it goes.
After they move, do they meet a kindly old man who teaches them the meaning of Christmas?
Why would they do that?
Because they moved from New York City to a small town, and, that's the formula, right?
Oh, you're thinking about Hallmark. I was like, no, this is
thinking
Taylor
Hallmark.
Sheridan. So they're going to be on a ranch.
Never happened. Yeah,
They're decompressing in the mountains.
I could do that.
Yeah. And also in the Taylor Sheridan universe, Marshall's has already been renewed for season 2. According to Nielsen data, it's averaging 20.6 million viewers across all platforms. So CBS and Paramount Plus, but that's pretty significant.
Yeah, sounds like a lot to me.
That is a lot. In this era, that is a huge audience. So Casey Dutton's sticking around.
So how big was their audience?
20.6 million. Now that's across platforms, so that means CBS
right.
plus Paramount Plus. But that's big. That's a big audience.
It is.
So
Yep.
that's why it's only a couple of episodes in, but they renewed it for season 2. I know people have been very mixed about it, but still people are watching.
Catherine, what do you think?
Yeah, we only watched the first episode, and usually the first episode they're setting everything up, and
Right.
they just did so many leaps into the future and stuff. It was like, where are we going with this? And I feel like the first episode isn't going to be the benchmark for how it's going to do at all. I'll watch another one just to
I
see.
always feel like 4 episodes you're going to get the true. I mean, if you want to spend that time, but I always feel like 4 episodes you know that I'm either going to commit to this or I'm dropping out.
Yep.
Well, I feel
So
like sorry.
I just looked it up. So 20.6 million. I just picked a random season from the golden age of Simpsons, as most people would consider it. I picked season 5. Season 5 of The Simpsons averaged less than 20 million. Slightly. It was close, but it was still less than that.
But that was Fox. Pick something on ABC, CBS, NBC.
Well, but what I'm thinking is so back then, The Simpsons, everyone in America could make Simpsons references, and they all were talking about it. Everyone knew about it. Even if they didn't watch it, if they said Homer Simpson, they know exactly exactly what you mean. But the show whose name I already forgot, Marshalls. It doesn't have that same cultural impact or even close. Name a character from Marsh. Anyone out there who hasn't seen it, can you name one character? Because I can't.
I can name Casey Dutton.
It's just it's strange how these shows, they both have about 20 million average viewers, and yet one has this lasting echo through time impact, and the other is if you haven't watched it, it might as well not exist.
Well, you know what's crazy too is that Taylor Sheridan is very, very successful in television, but his shows are also very niche. It's a niche audience. It's very specific type of person who watches the Taylor Sheridan universe. So that's what's also amazing. It can be successful, but it can also be niche at the same time in this era.
Yeah.
Well, the most recent shows I can think of that had that sort of effect where everyone knows everything about them, even if they didn't watch them, Game of Thrones is probably a big one.
Schitt's Creek I felt like crossed over. The Office.
Game of Thrones only averaged 6 million viewers.
Really?
Yeah, probably because it was HBO.
Yeah, but still, the audience is so much smaller, and yet it's everywhere. I know a lot of things about Game of Thrones, and I haven't watched a single second and never will.
Yeah, I know the
It's just
blood
interesting how
wedding.
that happens.
I'm trying to think what else. The Office, everyone would know references. Friends. I mean, there's just certain shows. Seinfeld, people will know at least one reference from that show.
Sopranos, that's
Sopranos is
a good one.
Sex and the City is probably a good one.
Yeah, so it's some shows, it doesn't seem to matter how many people actually watch it, because some shows with not that many viewers can become a cultural touchstone forever and ever.
Right.
And then shows just kind of fade away. It's very odd.
Yeah, and phrases will become part of the pop culture lexicon. So I think that's...
Yeah.
But not until... I don't know a phrase from any of Taylor Sheridan's shows.
They're not going around saying dynamite.
Well, the thing about Taylor Sheridan's, he was doing that series from Yellowstone, and it was just so well received, and people liked it so much. And I just think that once you've got years invested in his shows, you're just going to watch anything, hoping that he's going to do another one that you like, because not all of the Yellowstone series were great, but some were better than others.
But Yellowstone was so fresh when it came out. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And
the
now it's
universe is so big now too. If you're not watching
Yeah.
everything, are you going to know? Again, it's like Marvel Universe. We go back to that.
Yep. It's true.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Sorry about that.
not in particular.
I thought you were going to make a comment about the whole deal. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. All this new stuff that Catherine and I watch, some of it's good, but nothing's great so far. You went, oh God, I can't wait to watch the next episode. TV's still good, but it's not as good as it used to be. I don't think.
I'm
Not
hooked
great.
on Love Story. I'm hooked. That is
Yeah.
that one, the JFK Carolyn Bessette. But I think it's more people looking back at an era
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
how simple it was. Because it's certainly not great acting. It's certainly not great dialogue or anything else like that. So, I mean, I have memories of New York City at that time. So I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. But I'm hooked in terms of like the narrative we were delivered of who JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette were, and the truth lies somewhere in between of what this show is and what their actual lives were like and what the media fed us. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
They kind of cleaned it up a little, did they?
Well, no, actually, I think that I think if you look at it from a lens, like JFK Jr. was presented as like probably our next big politician, you know, and all of that promise, you know, obviously was never able to be fulfilled because he died. So it creates this weird kind of legacy. But he was a handsome guy, but I don't think he was a very smart guy. I'm going to be super honest about that.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think Carolyn Bessette was way smarter than anyone gave her credit. But because she worked at Calvin Klein in fashion, I think people thought that she was really dumb. And so I actually think she was the smarter one in the relationship. But he was the more famous one from that family that's, you know, everyone had created a fairy tale around.
That's true. They do.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. So Taylor Sheridan, you were just talking to him, just to re-reference that for 1 second. How many shows does he write a week now? My God.
I mean, he does farm some of it out from people that have worked on Yellowstone
Oh,
and
okay.
understand his voice, but he's
Okay.
still like the creator of the storyline arc and the outline of where things are going. But I think that one of the situations is that I just think that it's starting to get watered down, and you start like losing
Yeah.
some of Taylor Sheridan's voice, and that definitely
Yep.
happens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I said, man, that guy must be writing 20 hours a day, for God's sake. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Probably all AI. He's just doing it on AI.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Hey, AI, write a Yellowstone spin-off.
Right? In Taylor Sheridan's voice. Give me dialogue for Casey Dutton on Marshalls.
I mean, honestly, probably. That's the thing. Like, all of his shows are very, very similar. So, given enough input, I bet an AI could produce something of relative quality that just needs to be touched up a little. Because it's like, you know, it's all on a ranch, it's all in the West, and they're all gruff, rough and tumble, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, it's not exactly difficult to write characters like that once that's your thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the characters already in the show
Yep.
with the
Yeah,
dialogue.
that's his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just have to check for continuity and make sure it's in the right time line.
See,
do it.
no, I really like this at Clown Shoes 79. Kristen, you need to watch the final segment from John Oliver's show last week. It's about soap operas and is hilarious. I think you'll dig it.
All right, I will go and check that out. Thank you.
You know, you get suggestions, the whole shoot. John, so, John, did I hear the John Oliver show is going to be canceled too?
No, he's on HBO.
It's
He
not.
does last
Okay.
week tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
We have, of course, Stephen Colbert leaving in May. You
Right.
have Jimmy Kimmel. He renewed for one more year, so he's at least going through the 26-27 season. I don't think he'll go beyond that. And Jimmy Fallon still stays on the air. So, because
But
the
that's
Tonight
everybody?
Show, that's the three main late night shows. Yeah.
So who does the Tonight Show?
Tonight Show's Jimmy Fallon.
That's Jimmy Fallon. Okay.
Oh yeah, and of
Okay.
course you have Seth Meyers after Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
He's still
right,
around, but
Seth
I think
Meyers,
Seth
there you go.
Meyers will probably, if NBC's going to cut a show, it'll be Seth Meyers well before the Tonight Show, because Tonight Show's the legacy, and
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon, even if the ratings are mediocre, he's still the face of the network in terms of when they need a host. He's like the guy.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. It is kind of sad in a way, and I mean, this is a different generation point of view, But talk shows just are not even close to as good as they used to be. There used to be lots of entertainment and great conversation, and if something happened like Martin Luther King's assassination, the entire show was about that, and people sharing their great. They used to play a lot bigger roles in people's lives than they do now, I think.
Well, we had a great era. We had a great run when
Yeah,
like Oprah
yeah.
Winfrey was at her peak and she would do serious topics. I'm not talking about her
Right.
tabloid era, but also
Right.
Phil Donahue. I mean, we don't have a Phil Donahue anymore. And I'm just thinking now it's just mostly fluff in daytime. You've got Drew Barrymore
Right.
who renewed.
Yep.
Kelly Clarkson's exiting. Sherry Shepherd's exiting the daytime landscape. Jennifer Hudson's sticking around for one more season at least. So it's just even daytime is very, very different in how they handle it. And they're not tackling serious topics whatsoever.
We got the latest ratings here for Jimmy Fallon. Let's see. So the key demo, such as it is, I think they need to update that desperately, but that's what they still call it. The key demo, 18 to 49. Average audience, 148,000.
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
That's
It's going to be an older audience, I'm assuming, that's watching. I'm going to say
Yes,
over
it
50s.
is. The audience, the P2 plus that means people 2 and older, so essentially everyone, is 1.2 million, which is still not great for the Tonight Show.
No, God, no.
But that just goes to show that almost everyone, 90% of people who watch the Tonight Show are 50 and older. Mm-hmm. Literally 90%.
Well, I'd read what Ken Anderson has to say, but I can't do it.
I'll read it for you if you want me to.
Well, I don't want to read. It's very, very nice. I want to say thank you, but if I read that, I'd go, oh, God, listen to that guy. So if you just want to read it, you don't have to do a tribute. You just have, if you want to read it, that'd be great.
I'll read it for you. Okay. Ken says late night TV sucks almost as bad as the KQ morning show without Tommy B.
Look how cute that is.
Very sweet.
Very nice. Very nice
All I have
indeed.
to say. Thank you, Ken Anderson. That can't be Kenny Anderson that I grew up with. It can't be.
Ken, are you that
Kenny Anderson. I grew up with a Kenny Anderson. I suppose it could be the Kenny I grew up with. Boy, that'd be amazing.
It could be.
Another North Side guy making it good. That's a good thing, right?
Always.
Always a good thing. So what else is happening? Everything else pretty good?
Well, Alec Baldwin.
Oscars.
Oh, Oscars. Yeah, but I was going to say Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's still trying to sell his house.
Is he really?
Well,
Why?
so
Too
here's the,
overpriced?
probably. Well, see, here's the interesting thing in this. So I saw Hilaria, our favorite person, his wife, Hilaria, was on Instagram basically begging for someone to buy their home. And they have a very sizable Hamptons estate. I would call it an estate because there's a lot of land. There's, like the pool house, there's the main house, all of that. But I thought when I was watching this, I'm like, wait, I know I wrote an article about that house because he put it on the market
Really?
a year after the Rush shooting to pay his legal bills.
Right,
And at that time, it was
right.
about $22 million. And then a year later, he did like a promotional video, like going like, I bought this for like $1 million in 1995 or whatever year it was. It was in the like mid 90s, like somewhere between 94 and 96. And he's like, I have so many great memories here. And I think that the real estate agency thought that like, hey, this is a great way to kind of sell the property, have Alec talk about it. It still didn't sell. So they've had it on and off the market. They've knocked it down. It's now just under 20 million and they're basically begging for someone to buy it. And he still, is in litigation. He's got like a lot of civil suits out there from the Rust case. And she says they're moving on to their new adventure. And I'm like, how much do you want to make a bet? Should we make a bet that they're moving to Spain?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I think you're
everyone,
right.
all the celebrities are moving out of the U.S. So are they moving to
Yep.
Spain? That's their next great adventure
They're gonna
with
enjoy
7
that.
kids.
7 kids.
have
Well, wait,
7
how old
kids.
are these kids?
They're all 13 and under.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah, like the youngest is probably 2, and they have 2 at very close in age. So there's probably like one that's 2 and one that's 2.5 because
Wait, how
she
old are they?
because the kids, the last 2 that they had, one was via surrogate and she carried one.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't understand. If you paid $1 million for it and you're desperate for money, why hold out for 20 million? Why not just go for 15? You're still
Yeah,
making
for real.
Right, you'd still make
a
money.
lot of money. You've got legal bills to pay. Those are just going to add up, and fees.
Makes
and
me
fees
think,
and fees.
how big are the legal bills?
Oh, God,
Big
yes.
are the legal
Oh, yeah.
bills.
Alec Baldwin is 67, so it's
And
a little
she
old to have a 2-year-old.
And his wife is 42.
42, yep.
And remember, he's also a grandfather because his daughter, Ireland, his eldest, because he's got 8 kids, has a child.
Yep.
Wow.
Someone in the chat wanted to know what the Gutfeld exclamation point ratings were. Gutfeld, 3.7 million total, 300,000 demo. So it beat out every other talk show by quite a bit, but
Is
wow.
that true? They're down to 3 million a night?
3.7, but you know,
Oh, that's
Better
terrible.
than the
Yeah.
mainstream.
better than everyone else. Colbert 2.4, Jimmy Kimmel 2.2. Yeah.
No, but I'm,
Yep.
I'm just talking about the ratings themselves. It's just like, Jesus.
Yeah,
You
3.7
see
is
those-
considered like massive at this point.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so interesting? Everyone's talking about like Dancing with the Stars is back. It's so great. It's the ratings are going up. The ratings are going up somewhere between like it fluctuates between 6 and 8 million as a resurgence. But if you go back and look to let's say season 10 or something, 20 million people were watching that a week. So
Yeah.
it's and you know 8 million if when they do get 8 million, it's across platforms. It's across Hulu, Disney Plus, and ABC. 20 million people were only watching it on ABC at its height. So it's so funny when like younger fans are like, "Oh my gosh, these are the biggest ratings the show's ever seen." I'm like, "No." In this era, sure.
Yeah, it's a whole different deal. No question.
It's a different
about
ball game. It really
Yeah,
is.
it really is.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The whole world is a different ball game now. My God, it's just,
true.
I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Went to the doctor's appointment and looking at all the new machinations, all the new machinery they use. And I was like, how do they stay in front of all that stuff? It has changed healthcare quite a bit.
Yes.
Because it's gotten real ritzy. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
When's the last time you went
High-tech.
to a clinic that wasn't in this beautiful building?
My dermatologist is like going to the spa. And I
Oh,
I go
okay.
to my dermatologist for just like mole checks, things like, you know, just like the basic stuff. And then they're like, "Would you like this kind of like laser treatment? Would you like this kind of Botox?" Would you? I mean, they offer you so many services.
Right.
really
And
do.
it really is like you go into the lobby and it's just like, "Would you like some tea? Would you like?" I'm like, "No, just take my health insurance and make sure I don't have any skin cancer."
Yeah.
Well, that's there's huge markup. That's why downtown West Palm Beach, I think every other block is a skincare laser center.
Oh,
Med
God,
spa,
yes.
the med
Everything's.
spas.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can't. I'm like, how does this small downtown support this many Botox shops?
Right.
I don't even understand.
A
It's just
lot
so
of
many.
people, but you know what? A lot of people go to multiple ones. And so if they think that they need a
What?
little bit more Botox and their current provider won't give them more, they'll go to the next med spa and get additional.
Wow.
Oh, it
my
happens
God.
way more than you think.
Wow.
There you have it. A great exchange. Lord Darkstrider, dude, some of us haven't seen it all yet. The reply, really, damn, my bad. It's 20 years old. I thought you would have seen it by now.
I think they're talking about Sopranos.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they are. Damn.
Clown Shoes is in the hospital.
Oh, no.
Are you in the
Uh-oh.
hospital for you or visiting?
Or just for
Yeah.
fun.
or
just for
hopefully
fun?
you're
Or
okay.
do you
Like,
work
hopefully
there?
it's
He maybe
just a
works there.
checkup.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
don't know.
That'd be good. That'd be a good thing. That's one thing I like about the Friday shows. They're kind of relaxed because you're going into the weekend and all that stuff. And the listeners, they get on this stuff going, the exchanges going, all the rest of it. Friday's my favorite day to look at the exchanges because they know they don't have to work on Saturday or Sunday. So that's good.
Right,
Yeah.
it's the
Well, we should probably
weekend.
talk about the weekend. And if you're in Minnesota anyway,
Oh.
the massive blizzard apparently coming allegedly this time for real. I don't know. We've been promised numerous blizzards this year, and I think we've only
Sure.
gotten one. So,
Oh.
but yeah, they're saying it's going to be like a foot of snow near the Great Lakes. It's going to be like
my
7 to 9 inches over by the Twin Cities, etc. So, and it's going to
Meanwhile,
start.
we're
Yeah, I'm
90
sure-
degrees. We're not,
Yep.
I mean, like hot. It's going to
Yeah.
be, we're in a heat wave. It's crazy.
Yeah. We're
Yep.
getting rain, much needed rain, so we can't complain.
7 days in a row, we could start to
Yeah,
complain.
but I don't think it's going to rain like every minute of every
No,
day.
it won't. That's true.
Florida rain in general is like you have a hot day, it cools off with like a little thunderstorm. I always like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah, we're under heat advisory for like the next week, all the way through next Saturday.
Oh,
A
wow.
week from
Wow.
tomorrow.
That really goes to show how big America is. Because, yeah, we're under winter storm advisory for like, it's going to be,
There you go.
-5 for the low next week.
Yesterday, I was shooting for the Oscars to do a special with 6 ABC in Philadelphia. And I wore a lightweight outfit, like not anything heavy. I wasn't wearing a sweater. I had like a little tank top and like a lightweight jacket over. And I was like sweating by the time we were done.
I thought it was
so
a
hot out there.
dry heat.
It was. Here's the crazy thing. It was humid yesterday on top of all of it.
Oh.
And we've seen humidity start to sneak into California over the last like 5 years or so. And
Oh,
yesterday
really?
was so humid. And I'm like, why am I sweating? I'm like, I showered before I got here, and now I smell like I did not shower.
Oh, yeah.
So
When it's
what-
humid, it's hard to stay fresh.
Where's the humidity coming from?
That's a
Mexico?
great
Or?
question.
I thought you had some rain.
We
recently.
haven't. We had rain about a month ago, and we had consistent rain over like a 6-week period. But we haven't had any about a month.
Oh.
I know.
That's the deal.
Yeah, it's just going to be hot. So again, like I said, the red carpet's probably going to be. It's tinted, so they should be okay, but it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Everybody
hot.
will have their neck fans on until they're on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just going to be sweating and just gross. Well, and I was laughing because the decor this year on the red carpet is like fall. I don't know why they have a fall theme, but they've got these trees with these red, those ambery type of like leaves on the tree. I don't know why, because we don't really have fall here in Los Angeles, and the carpet's kind of like an orange red. So I know that they're going with obviously those colors, but I'm like, when do we ever have fall in Hollywood?
And
Yeah,
in,
good
in the
point.
middle of winter.
In the middle of winter when there's a heat wave. Like, it just was such a weird, I was like, I'm totally thrown off by this whole set design. I mean, it looks pretty. The colors obviously will pop on camera, but I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't. All right. I suppose we better release you to your other duties.
All my jobs.
All your jobs, all your duties.
I know I'm working all weekend, so it's not a weekend for me. I'm hopefully you guys get a nice weekend.
Indeed.
We'll see.
All right. We will talk to you on Monday.
Monday. Have a great weekend.
You
You
too.
too,
Bye.
Right.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll take a break. Be right back. We got another big shot radio guy.
He'll be showing up any minute, I'm sure.
Indeed. We'll be right back.
All right, we got this new system. Let's see if it works.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
It appears to have worked.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What is the buzz?
We're just waiting on Tim. We did
said-
go to break a little bit early, so it's not a surprise that he's not on yet.
1 minute.
Dad was watching another blooper thing today. What was you watched one about 6 times in a row. You were laughing
It
so
was
hard.
hilarious.
It was an anchor that was announcing the fact that somebody had won a lottery. And she says, "Oh, somebody won one they jack off. I mean, jackpot. He must have watched it 10 times in a row.
The look on her face
I know,
is
she's
what's
like-
worth watching. She's like, the look on her face was magnificent.
Yeah, there's nothing like something coming out of your mouth very strangely, and you're like, oh boy, how did that happen?
Why did I do that? No
Not
question
good.
about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But once again, the response I got from having Herbeck on the show yesterday, because Herbeck and I have been friends for 40 years now, and we've been hanging out. It's just he's one of those guys, a supreme talent, won 2 World Series, just a great defensive player, great hitter, great with the home runs, all the rest of it. You'd never know for 1 minute by talking to him he ever had a home run in any. You'd think he's like the janitor over at the lumber exchange
Well,
building.
I don't know about the janitor, but he certainly is a humble guy.
Oh, he's a very humble guy.
He
Yeah.
is very humble.
We're not talking about you, Tim, by the way.
Oh, he's
Yes,
also
we
humble.
know you're not humble. Now we're just talking about. We had Kent Herbeck on the show yesterday. And he is such a great guy to interview. Just a great guy. We're gonna get Tammy Laudner on too. I got to call Lauds.
Kent Herbeck. This is I don't know if this is just legend or whatever, but apparently on the morning of the Game 7 of the World Series, the first one in '87, somebody said that he came. Would duck hunting be in season yet? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
pheasants?
yeah. I would think
Somebody
so.
saw him in Howard Lake, and I don't know if that's true or not, or if it was around
Probably.
that time. But it sounds like something the guy might do.
Oh,
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt, no doubt.
Well, he had a fishing show for a long time, I think.
He
didn't
did. He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So how's he doing?
Oh, he's great as usual.
He's married now again for, I guess, a year and a half. Apparently, we missed our wedding invitations in the mail or something. So, yeah, we haven't talked to him in a while.
It's been a while.
It's so
yeah.
strange when you talk to guys like that. It's like it can be 2 years, and you talk to him, and it's just like you talked to him yesterday.
no
so
doubt.
it never seems like it's so long in between. Yeah, we need to make
When's
a
the last
point
time
of
they were-
reaching.
That he was on the
It's a
show.
while.
That's probably the last time that
Yeah.
we've talked to him at all.
I
Was
think he
when?
had surgery or something
Yeah,
was going
that's
on
right.
with his
I thought I
health
heard
or
something.
something. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what it was.
For our younger audience, what we're talking about basically is a professional baseball team that won 2 World Series championships, and you wouldn't know any of them won anything. None of them got arrogant. Nobody was a jerk. It was all about, they're making a lot of money doing it, but it was all about the fans being happy that the Minnesota Twins finally won a World Series.
It would
curse
be
lifted.
remember the whole Miracle on Ice thing. Why hasn't there been a miracle in the diamond or I don't know, something
Yeah.
like that? Because
Miracle in the
on
diamond.
the diamond. Because seriously, that was a fluke to have
Now-
a team that had that much heart and was that talented, and we haven't seen it since.
Right. It's amazing. It really
It
is. Correct me if I'm wrong about this, but wasn't he a free agent, and was it Detroit that was maybe pursuing him and he said, no, I'm staying here? Was that
Yeah,
him?
I think that's right. I think that's exactly right.
That's, and then one of my favorite lines from Jerry Seinfeld, way back in the day was, he's talking to Letterman actually about, rooting for your favorite teams. And he says, basically, I'm just rooting for laundry because nobody stays with the same team anymore. You're just rooting for a shirt that they wear.
Yeah.
And that's so much the truth, but you don't see that sort of loyalty anymore. You do with a guy like Harrison Smith, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But it's so few and far between. I get it. If you're in baseball and you're hot and you want to make as much money as you can and you go to a bigger market, you're going to make more money, et cetera, et cetera. But it was great to see a guy like Kent say, you know what? I'm from Minnesota. That's where I'm staying.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be home team pride, and the ball players became members of the community. They bought houses. Their kids were in school. They got involved in tons of charities. Now they just rent because they don't know how long they're going to be anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a complete waste of time to buy a house and try to even become part of the community for a lot of them.
Well, hopefully Kyler Murray is going to bring us to places the Vikings haven't been before and buy a house here.
Yeah.
Let's just hope for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if Sam Darnold rented. He must have.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Or after that big season, it's like, oh guys, we're 12-3 now. I'm gonna get a house here. They're gonna keep me forever.
No,
No.
it just goes to show you just never know if you're going to end up being able to stay for your whole contract or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, but yeah, I'm it's cool. I have to go back and listen there, see or watch your interview with Kent.
Oh, he was
That's
great.
very, very cool. God, yeah, we're thinking baseball already, aren't we? It's crazy.
It's already happening.
It's only a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks,
right.
and you know what?
Yeah.
The timing,
Preseason.
boy, another winter storm this weekend.
Here
You're
it
loving
comes.
that part, huh?
Imagine that. You're out there freezing your ass off, and it's the wind. If the wind like it is today in a couple of weeks, man, that's brutal out there today. Might give you a lot of home runs though, if it's blowing in
Yeah.
the right direction.
With the headwind, the tailwind's going when you hit the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
It'll end up on Hennepin Avenue somewhere.
Oh, look at that. Tommy Bryce O'Brien sent a message. We're going to win, Twins. We're going to score. Skull, go wild.
Oh boy.
Tommy Bryce O'Brien is my brother-in-law of once removed. His brother, Pat, married my sister, Bobby.
That's right.
So Tommy Bryce and I have been great friends and relatives for, God, forever.
So is the sibling of a sibling-in-law your sibling-in-law? Is that how it works?
Yes.
It's like, would Dan's brothers be my brothers-in-law too?
No,
No?
No.
You don't think it transfers or whatever? It's not transitive?
I don't think so. I think it would be my brother-in-law's brother. I don't think it would
I
be
wonder. Let's see what the
my other
internet-
brother-in-law. I don't think.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, I've never heard of that anyway. I've never heard of anybody referencing a family member like that. As
Let's
an
see.
in-law.
No, they are not your brothers. They would not be my brothers-in-law. So
Yeah.
no, it does not translate like that.
No.
Oh,
All right.
well.
Yeah.
are you gonna
It's
do?
like his parents wouldn't be
just-
your in-laws.
That's
I'd just
true.
say the one thing to avoid: just don't marry your cousin,
Yeah.
first
Good call.
cousin, or your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to change all those laws, so we'll see.
Yeah, certain places.
So anyway, going from, I don't consider this my Super Bowl. People must say, well, yeah, you're in the movies and stuff. The Oscars are your Super Bowl. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, you watch them because you have to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Good way to put it.
times
Yeah.
there are films during the Oscars, which are Sunday, that you just don't care about. And you think, how is it that these films that are so overrated, even nominated? And then, of course, there's the big question every year, and the answer is simple, but nobody wants to admit it. How come the ratings aren't up? Well, you're celebrating a bunch of films that nobody's heard of.
That's a good point.
The answer is simple. So this year, at least, we have some that people are aware of, like Sinners, which is, probably the biggest hit out of all of them. I have to look at all 10 Best Picture nominees. So, we might get a bump this year, but I just think the outcome, people aren't going to be entirely happy with it, because I will give you my predictions of who I think is going to win, not because I feel they should win, but because of the trends that have been bubbling all along award season, with a Guild Awards and things like that. That give you a pretty good indication of who's going to take the trophies. So if you want, I can give you my top 5 picks.
Sure.
So starting with Best Supporting Actor. Now, has anybody seen One Battle After Another?
Nope.
I just think the movie's so dramatically overrated.
Really?
I don't get it.
I've heard it's terrible.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a critic movie,
Yeah, there you go.
but I'm a critic. But I'm not. I've said this before. I'm not part of a special club. I belong to different critic organizations, but I'm not. I don't feel compelled to vote something the best if I don't feel it's the best, and I certainly don't think this is the best. But I will say that there are definitely people in this film that's like, wow. And one of them is Sean Penn.
Yeah.
You know, as politically divisive as the guy is, and he is.
And it's
And the
cray.
weird thing is that he's not even supposed. He says he's not attending. It's like, dude, this is
Hmm.
your biggest stage. This is your chance to blather on about your politics. What do you mean you're not going to be there? I think he's going to win for one battle after another, just
Yeah.
because he becomes a character that we haven't seen from him before. It's a weird character. It's just it makes you shake your head saying, you know what, I wasn't crazy about this movie, but there's no question this dude can act.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that. That's a good
Yeah.
take.
You know, and it sucks that you get situations where, you know, they either are a guy like Alec Baldwin who's just yakking and getting in trouble about something all the time, and then you watch a film or a television show of his, it's like, Jesus, I forget about this guy being, you
Right.
know, this guy on the outside, the Alec Baldwin, you know, and I fit being Sean Penn. So yeah, I think he's going to win for best supporting actor for one battle after another. You know what though? You get a guy like Delroy Lindo in Sinners and Stellan
Right.
Skarsgård in a movie that not a lot of people, I don't think, uh, in the general public haven't seen. I mean, of course, all the tastemakers in Hollywood have, but there's this movie called Sentimental Value that he's nominated for. And even if you haven't seen it, it's like either him or Delroy Lindo. The guys have been in the business for decades. I would love to see either one of those guys pull an upset. And if they did, I wouldn't feel bad for Sean Penn. Dude already has 2 Oscars.
Right.
So, yeah, so that's who I'd pick for potential upsets for those for that category. Supporting actress, weapons. Anybody?
Nope.
That's
Don't look at me for any non-animated movie made in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been there, Andy.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
Catherine and Tom have been there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Rock-a-Doodle, over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. You'll see an animated film, then you'll see it 20 times over at home.
Oh
So,
yeah, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very much in that phase right now.
Yeah. Well, Weapons was a huge hit. It's a horror movie, Tom. So you and Alex, I know, are the horror film
Yep.
fans, and
Yep.
I know you get Catherine to go to the horror films once in a while too.
As long as,
very
it's not too,
often.
as long as it's not too gory.
Yeah,
Like psychological thriller kinds, I like those.
This is more down that route, but there is some pretty gory stuff in it. Anyway, Amy Madigan, who has been around for decades, last time she was
Yeah.
nominated was 1985, so 4 decades.
Oh.
She's still in it. She plays the villain in Weapons, and she has the sort of presence that Anthony Hopkins had in Silence of the Lambs. It just hangs over the movie, even though
Right.
they're not in the movie that much. But she's that sort of villain. It just gets under your skin and hangs with you. And she's been honored throughout award season. She won the Screen Actors Guild Award, which is voted on by actors, which are members of the Academy. I think she's going to win for Best Supporting Actress. It's possible that Wunmi Masaku from Sinners, because of all the love the movie is getting and the fact that she won the British Academy Award for it, could possibly win. Just because, you know, when she wins a major award like the BAFTA, it's on people's minds. But I think Amy Madigan's going to win for that one. Going to actor, Sinners. So has anybody seen Sinners?
No.
See, now that's another huge blockbuster. I'm curious in the chat how many people have seen Sinners.
What is it?
It's a vampire movie, but
Okay.
it's set in the deep South in 1930. Michael B. Jordan comes back. He plays twins. It's about generational trauma. There's a lot of things going on in this movie. He plays twins. And up until recently, up till the Screen Actors Guild Awards, where Timothée Chalamet was winning everything, he won. And again, going with this thinking of, well, if all these industry people are voting on the most important award for actors apart from the Oscars, he probably has a pretty good beat on this award, and I think he's going to win it. So I'm predicting Michael B. Jordan. Now, Timothée Chalamet, he's in Marty Supreme. It's a weird character. It's an annoying character, but he's great. He's always great. Honestly, he should have won last year for playing Bob Dylan. If you have not seen A Complete
yes.
Unknown,
That was really
watch
good.
it for Timothée Chalamet. And I'm not a big Dylan fan.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
That was
Right.
great.
but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's got a teeny bit of Minnesota in it, set entirely in New York for the most part. But you get a little U of M reference in there because he went there for a while. I don't know, a year or something. But yeah, so that's a great movie that he should have won for last year. Won the SAG award last year, which is now the Actor Award, but lost the Oscar to geez, I'm forgetting his name already. But he lost it to. And this is going to bother me unless I find it.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody for the Blue.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Yep.
always good.
So in a weird sort of way, he could end up upsetting Michael B. Jordan because he didn't win the actor award, but he won it last year and lost. So Michael B. Jordan might be the odd man out. So who knows? But I'm picking him for actor. Actress Hamnet, another depressing movie, incredibly well acted. Jessie Buckley, who starred in that big movie bomb, The Ride, last week. She's terrific in that movie. I know a lot of people hated the movie. I actually, just because I'm pining for something fresh and original, I thought it was terrific. At least her and Christian Bale were. But she plays Anne Hathaway, but named Agnes Hathaway, not the actress Anne Hathaway, but Shakespeare's wife, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
This is a real life Shakespearean tragedy where William Shakespeare and his wife suffered this deep personal loss. And so she's playing this grieving, spoiler 3, 2, 1, grieving mother who has lost her young son, named Hamnet. And that experience informed the play Hamlet.
Okay.
So that's what that whole thing is about. But again, a movie that a lot of people have seen that are going to be saying, what is Hamnet? You know, and it'll pique their curiosity. Viewership will go up for the film on Peacock when Jessie Buckley wins. But if you haven't seen Song Sung Blue, also on Peacock, Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman are phenomenal in that picture.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
See Song Sung Blue. Even if, again, you don't have to be a Bob Dylan fan to enjoy A Complete Unknown. You don't need to be a Neil Diamond fan to enjoy Song Sung Blue, which is about this real life tribute band. And Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson play the husband-wife team of this Neil Diamond tribute band. And you think, oh, it's going to be all happiness and light and joy.
Right.
And it is, but there's also some big tragedy in it. And I think because of that big swing in emotions that you experience and that Kate Hudson pulls off, she could possibly win it. The fact that she was nominated for a SAG award, didn't win it, nominated for this, nominated 26 years ago for Almost Famous. I'm thinking she could pull an upset, but I think it's going to go to Jessie Buckley. So the drum roll, Andy, you got a drum roll for me?
I don't, unfortunately.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Again, these are predictions based on trends, not based on personal preferences.
Okay.
Because it won the Directors Guild for Paul Thomas Anderson, because it won the Producers Guild Award for Paul Thomas Anderson. One battle after another, again, just because of the industry, the way it's trending, is going to win the Best Picture Award. Now, there's the Screen Actors Guild Awards that were a couple weeks ago, and the movie Sinners won for Best Ensemble Cast. And this award is somewhat of a Best Picture-like award for the Screen Actors Guild. So I'm thinking there's a possibility that it could upset the film, one battle after another, and win Best Picture. And I really hope it does. Just really hope it does. The Paul Thomas Anderson thing, Tom, you know, and Catherine, and I don't know, Andy, maybe before you had children, he did movies like Boogie Nights, you know, There Will Be Blood, all these sorts of movies. He's been nominated 11 times prior to.
Really?
More he got
Man.
for this movie, has never won. So I'm thinking people are saying, the guys do, we got to just, this is it. Let's just give everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's going to be awarded, but not really for his best work.
That's
It
too
happens.
bad. Yeah, it happens.
Al Pacino, hoorah, one
Yeah.
for Scent of a
Yep.
Woman,
Yep.
but not The Godfather. What?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this yesterday with Kristen about how, I was like, why don't they do something like fun with the Oscars instead of it being so long and boring
I
and letting
know,
these
it's
actors
boring.
postulate about how their oppression of the day is driving them crazy. Whatever. We're so sick of it all. She's like, well, the Oscars wants to be stuffy and they want to
Yes.
be superior. That's their whole
Well,
shtick. Golden Globes are where we have fun and it's interesting and entertaining. The Oscars, they don't want to do that
Golden
at all.
Globes to get all liquored up. And,
Yep.
Yep.
Liquored up.
Hollywood's Party of the Year.
Yep.
They get all
Here's the thing
liquored
with
up.
the Oscars. I have many problems with the Oscars, but you're right. It's a highfalutin
Yeah.
sort of situation. I mean, they've gotten that reputation every year, and it's going to happen this weekend. The in memoriam segment, somebody will get screwed and not be in the
Really?
always.
Why?
Time constraints. They'll just say
so-
time constraints.
Yeah, time
Yeah.
constraints. It's carte blanche with the time. They can go
Yep.
as long over as they want.
Correct.
And you're
make
saying
it-
that you can't allow 3 seconds of some
Yeah.
actor or actress
Yeah.
because you didn't like their politics? And
Right.
believe me, it's happened.
Yep.
Oh, it's getting worse
or
by
the-
the day.
Yeah, and if they were, there was some trouble and they spoke out against the studios or whatever, or they talk about the lurid behind the scenes stuff that goes on, that just wow, they're not in there. Wow, what a surprise!
Yeah.
So don't sell me this BS about we didn't have enough time. We're talking 3 frickin' seconds plus.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, okay, I'm just going to go for the sake of argument. Let's say it's 5 people they ignore. 15 seconds.
Yep.
You can't allow for another 15 seconds, but you can have close-ups of the singer doing the tune. We don't need that.
Right.
I didn't tune in to watch somebody perform a sad song that plays over clips. So that's really stupid.
Yeah.
But the other thing about the boringness, the stuffiness, I just love Hollywood once a year, and I've said it every year for the last 26 or as long as I'm 35, I've been in this. It's the one day of the year where it's art over commerce. They're all sort of
Yeah.
look at how
Yep.
cultured we are and all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're going to take a guy that wins and they're going to say, what big blockbuster can we put in it? How can we make the most money off of Jesse Buckley? How
Yep.
can we make the most money off of Michael B. Jordan?
Yep.
I mean, what a joke, man. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the Oscars. I really am not in what they've turned into. It used to
No.
be something special. I loved it when I was a kid.
When you were a kid. Me too.
Well,
pal.
yeah, it used to be all about Hollywood glamour and, just all that,
Yeah,
society
well-
we'll never get into, but we could get a little glimpse of the glitz and the makeup and the hairdos and all the stuff that goes into having that kind of career. And now it's just, okay, so now we're all a bunch of champagne socialists and we're screaming and bitching and whining about everything.
It'll be
now-
interesting to see how
it's
much.
awful.
At least we're getting Conan, who purposefully avoids politics. I mean, he gets it.
Good.
And again, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I
No,
mean, of
doesn't
course, we're
matter.
never going to have a right-leaning host. But what I'm saying is, even if it were, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it. That's not
I
why
agree.
I
Yeah, I
hear
don't
it.
care.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, now if you want to enter the world of Hollywood, enter these people's lives, all you have to do is go to their Twitter page, and they'll invite you right into their lives and their every innermost thought, and you'll hear it all, and it's not mysterious or interesting anymore.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
that's why they used to be bigger, though, and that's why there aren't any movie stars anymore, because you've
Yep.
gotten to know too much about them.
Yep.
Speaking,
Yeah.
I'm just looking in Stu. Hello, Stu. He mentions Robert Redford. Of course, he'll get a special tribute apart from the in memoriam. Just
I would
like
hope
Great.
so.
Great.
yeah,
act.
yeah,
He's around a long
and
time.
probably Diane Keaton and certainly Rob Reiner.
Yep.
They will
Catherine
they will
O'Hara.
certainly get tributes. But I came to this conclusion this year after they finally awarded Tom Cruise the Lifetime Achievement Award. You know what? if you look at the Oscars, because there's so much campaigning and stuff going on, it really is just kind of like high school homecoming,
Yeah.
right? And to me, it really truly is a bigger honor if you get an award for what you've achieved as a whole.
Right.
I don't think people should look down on Tom Cruise's honorary award saying, well, he never won one. Well, yeah, because somebody ran a bigger campaign, or for whatever reason, or maybe they just didn't like him. Who knows? But to me, that was the biggest honor the guy could have ever received. And you know what? You watch that speech of him, that dude is entirely grateful. And you
That's
don't get
nice.
that sort of
Nice.
humility that
Yep.
you get, with guys like him anymore. You don't get that. And he loves the fans, and he appreciates the fans, and he truly does it for the audiences. He wants people in theaters. He wants people to have those collective experiences together and all that. He gets it. He's one of the few guys that still gets it. So yeah, they'll mention him during the ceremony. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm still rooting for certain pictures to win and all that sort of stuff. But we'll see. We'll see on Sunday.
Well, that's good. Why don't we take a break here, Andy? I'm going to run the whole break right here, if that's okay with you,
Sure.
because we're running a little late, so I better catch up, right?
Yeah, I was yakking. Sorry.
No. It's fantastic. I love talking about this stuff. I mean, hey, it's the big weekend for movies. Why wouldn't you talk about this stuff? We'll take a break, be right back. Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. As a business owner, you're always looking for opportunities to grow, and that's where North American Banking Company can help. Their business banking team offers tailored solutions, whether you're expanding your team, opening a new location, or upgrading equipment. Because they're locally owned, loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities, which means faster approvals and more flexibility to meet your needs. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Visit nabanco.com to learn more. You've heard me talking about my family talking about, raving about fresh dry snacks. And we and the grandkids love them. Fresh dry snacks are real food, no junk, made from real fruits, real vegetables, and real ingredients, not powders, not fillers, not fried snacks. What's on the label is in the bag. It's called the Fresh Dry Difference. They use a proprietary fresh dry process. They dry for flavor, not longevity. The result, real crunch, real nutrients, no frying, no oils. Right now, they offer 5 veggie blends, 12 different fruit options, 6 granola bite flavors. Go to FreshDrySnacks.com, use code Barnard, Barnard, for 10% off your first order. Shipping is always free on orders over $100. We're really rocking out, man.
We're rocking, baby.
What
Yeah,
was
so I'm
that?
sure I should mention, obviously, Mike Bryant, Bradshaw Bryan, my sponsor. I'm sure we'll be texting
Yep.
back and forth because he's a big movie fan as well. So,
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it
huge.
is something that people love watching, and for me, I'm sorry, it's part of my job too. So, I really don't. I'm watching, but I'm not watching because I'm constantly working on something during the thing. So, yeah, and I'm not complaining. Believe
I'm
me,
not
it could be a lot
complaining.
worse. But yeah, so I really don't watch. I don't absorb the ceremony, and there's no freaking way I'm going to go over and watch the whole thing because I missed something afterwards. It's a one and done for me. Somebody mentioned Hackman in the chat. Yes, indeed, he did get a special segment last year,
Yeah.
led by Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
And that's another one of those things at the Academy. If somebody's not in the in memoriam segment, they'll say, "Well, it happened too late in the week because Hackman did die around this time last year,
yeah.
around the Oscars." And again, we're in a digital age, folks. It's not like you're cutting film together.
No, exactly.
You could get 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
I know.
Get them in there. No excuse. And then the Academy will try to excuse themselves by saying, well, we have the whole list on the Oscar website. No, get everybody in there that deserves to be in there. Don't sell this BS to me. I'm not stupid.
You know what's amazing to me? I'm just thinking about how important these award ceremonies were to me when I was a little boy and a teenager. I thought that was if you were in the Oscars, man, you were the best thing going. And if you were seriously, Do people still look at those shows that way, where it's a very big deal, or is it not that big a deal anymore?
Well, again, I think just because of social media and the mystery of all these people that you might not speak otherwise, that is all gone. Again, they might say something that you don't agree with, and it's like, well, I don't care. I don't.
Right.
What do I care about? Yeah, the glitz, the glamour, all that sort of stuff is gone. At least you get a guy with like Conan, who really does make it more entertaining, and he gets who the audience is, because that's one way to lose your viewership right there. You come out preaching about politics.
That's what I was wondering. That was my next question. Do they even talk politics? I know they tried for a while. Well, Marlon Brando sending a Native American woman out on stage to accept his Oscar. That was a little political, but
he had, yeah. Well, you know what though? But here's the thing about Brando, and it doesn't matter whether you agree with him or not.
No, it doesn't.
The dude, he committed. And he didn't issue a clarification. The dude never accepted his Oscar. He never. He wanted to give it back. And apparently there's a mystery that somehow the statuette disappeared.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, obviously if you're going to sell it, you better be, it might be one of those deals where it's like people stealing famous art. They're gonna sell it under under the radar, because it's technically, I don't know if it's illegal, but it's frowned upon by the Academy to sell an Oscar, and people have done it. People have paid a lot of money for them. I know Spielberg. It was a famous filmmaker that just was destitute and he had to sell it, and Spielberg bought it for $500,000 just so he could give it back to the Academy. But yeah, so he walked the walk, and I don't look, if you're going to commit to a cause, if you're a true believer in that, okay, fine. But most of them aren't. Most of them are flavor of the month people.
Yeah.
And if you say something that people don't like, then let me clarify that the next day in a tweet or whatever, a post. Somebody writes Ricky Gervais. Oh my God, what a dream. Wouldn't that be a dream?
Oh, Ricky Gervais is phenomenal with that stuff.
And again, he's the sort of guy that stuck to it.
Yeah, he
He
did.
didn't apologize for anything.
No, that's very, very true.
And you know what? 10 years later, we're still sitting there, or 5. I think it was 2020 he did it. And people, they post that on social media all the time, that opening deal for the Golden Globes. And boy, did he was brutal, man. It was great.
Yep.
I loved it.
I love the guy too. No, at Lord Darkstrider, I've blown an entire afternoon watching dumb people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, we're watching you back, brother. That's all I have to say.
YouTube is probably my favorite streaming channel.
I agree. Mine too.
And it's mostly music. It's mostly music, and the algorithm gets you. And next thing you know, it's like, okay, I got to start doing this. No, oh, wait, that song from the 70s? Wait, I got to do that.
Phenomenal.
I love watching old videos of acts that I love, because I'm mostly a 60s and 70s guy. Mm-hmm. Some 80s, because I grew up. I grew up in the 70s, but I graduated in the early 80s. So some 80s stuff, but yeah, that's why I'm hooked on YouTube. So
they run in the living years every day. It pops up on my screen. Who did that again? In the living. Who did In the Living Years again?
It was remember. Mike and the Mechanics. But
it was Mike and the Mechanics. And who was the singer?
Paul Carrick.
Paul Carrick. There you go. Good job. Good call.
Yeah, that dude, man. Talk about a guy that's, it was Squeeze with Tempted and this and and Ace. Remember How Long Has This Been Going On?
It's just been going on. Yep,
Paul
absolutely.
Carrick, baby. Yeah, so somebody put Mike and the Mechanics. Yeah, so that pops up in your algorithm every day, then, huh?
Yep, it does. Lord Darkstrider answered me, "No, Tommy, I only spend an hour and a half watching your show."
Much better time spent than watching YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
Even though we're on YouTube,
but I love
that's right.
I love how he points out he watches every minute or listens to every minute of the podcast.
Is that where most people that are talking on the chat?
Yes,
Are they
almost
watching
all of them
on-
are on YouTube.
They're all on YouTube. Okay.
That's good.
Some of them are on Facebook, but most of them are on YouTube.
That's interesting.
So
Dad made me. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, Dad was like, "You've got to come watch this. You've got to come watch this." Every morning he's watching YouTube, and I always have to come and watch something that he just saw. There is a 4-year-old running around singing Johnny Cash songs.
Johnny Cash songs, and he's 4 and he plays a guitar.
He's got
too.
a guitar, and they made this big deal about how when he was 2, he heard a Ring of Fire and just went nuts for Johnny Cash and Johnny Cash. So now he was singing the songs before he could form sentences.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, he was so into it. So they finally, after grilling the poor kid for about an hour, when did you just first decide you like Johnny Cash? It's like he's 4. Just let the kid play.
Yeah.
He's very uncomfortable. He finally starts playing, and it sounds just like a 4-year-old singing Johnny Cash.
Oh, it does.
I was expecting him to be, all of a sudden this, magnanimous, whatever I'm trying to say. Johnny Cash sound-alike kind of guy, but he's just a 4-year-old singing Johnny Cash.
He was great. I thought he did a
I
great
know, but
job.
you're like, oh my God, you just love all that stuff.
I do. I love that stuff 100%. Real humans being a real human.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
I'm just wondering after this, when I go on YouTube today, whether Ring of Fire or The Living Years is going to pop up because the computer's
Might.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ring of Fire, if I hear that song, it's in my head for days. I can't get rid of it. It's the worst one for me.
Johnny Cash was pretty wonderful. I love
He
Johnny
was.
Cash.
There
He
was the lovely Mrs. Lamameter was watching. It was a PBS thing on Johnny Cash. It was really interesting.
Oh, yeah?
What was the movie? There just was a movie not too long ago.
Yeah.
Well, Walk the Line. You're talking about.
I Walked the Line. I think it was, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
Yes, that was really good.
Yeah. James Mangold directed it, and Joaquin and Reese Witherspoon.
That's right.
And Carter Cash.
Yeah, that was actually very good. I had no idea that he was, gave away all that money.
Yeah. Oh God. If you can find it, I'll have to find the title of the documentary that was on PBS, and we got the streaming app, so that's where she saw it, and I caught maybe the last third of it. But again, it's one of those things where when you hear his music, and it's like, okay, that roped me in, and next thing you know, I'm sitting and I'm watching it. Just one of the highwaymen, baby, right?
Yep.
Him and Chris and Willie and Waylon, right?
Wow.
The Highwaymen.
Willie and Waylon and the boys. Yep. All right. Any closing words, sir?
No, just that battening down the hatches, getting ready to get. I guess I'm gonna have to get some supplies for the snowstorm coming up.
Go to the grocery store. Yep,
Get to the
everyone's going to
grocery
be to the grocery store. Yeah.
Hoard toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
People might have no choice but to watch the Oscars. No, they won't. That's the fun.
They still.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see the ratings on Monday. Interesting thing about it is that I was really surprised that the Oscars said in 2030, they're going to YouTube. They're going to stream.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
They're going to stream on
Exclusively?
YouTube. Exclusively, yes.
Wow, that is interesting.
What are they going to do with these
YouTube
networks?
pay them the rights? Because that's how ABC.
Wow.
They've been paying exclusive rights for decades to air them. And
YouTube is owned by Google. They got plenty of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So so don't give me this business about time starting in 2030.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't give it to me now because ABC lets them do whatever they want.
If it
I
goes-
will warn people, last year was a cluster F if you tried to watch the Oscars on Hulu, which I did. And it was the first year they did it. And it was,
I remember.
This is not available now. And it's so maddening.
Oh.
So maybe that was part of the reason that the Academy said, hey, we're going to, I don't know. I can't say that, but I'm thinking if you're going to advertise it's going to be on streaming, you better be able to stream it. And you better check it's like Netflix streaming the Tyson, who did he fight? That guy, the Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul, yeah.
There was big interruptions, even on Netflix, when that fight went on. So
Yeah.
it's possible to overload the system, I guess.
God, if it goes to YouTube, maybe they'll just have a whole weekend of the Oscars.
Yeah, that's about it.
They probably will. They'll probably have
Say-
people doing reaction streams for it.
12 hours a day for a
You know what,
week.
Andy? That is absolutely right. And in fact, and I think it's a very smart thing that Prime Video has done with the NFL games is that they have where they got the Manning cast, right? Where those guys are doing like a live commentary.
Yeah.
And then they have the Spanish speaking channel where you can watch the game in Spanish. And there's one other one, I think, where it's kind of like live commentary going on during the game. That's actually, I'm sure that hopefully they're on it. If YouTube's going to do that, why
Right.
not?
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can make you talk about double. You could potentially you could add on to your audience by doing
Right.
that. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is true. All right, we'll talk to you next week, Pally.
All right. Happy being out of the snowstorm day in Florida.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you
Yep, no snow here.
go. We'll keep an eye.
All
We'll
right.
keep our
talk to
eye
you
out
next
there.
week.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. All right, Andy, Catherine, any closing words?
I don't
Why
think
don't
I
you
got
get your
anything.
kid to sing some songs and be
He
famous?
sings songs all the time. He sings video game music.
Yeah, but if you asked him to do it in front of somebody, he would refuse.
Yes, he absolutely would.
He's not a born entertainer, I don't think.
Yeah,
Not
sometimes
yet.
he'll be singing a song and we'll be like, "What song is that?" And then we'll like ask him to like do it again, and he's just like, "No."
Yep.
I'm kind of the same
not
way. I've
doing
never liked being like asked to do something like that.
Yep.
It's like I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I don't know.
Well, you're an introvert. It's like when when Dad and I are golfing. If somebody comes up and they're watching Dad, he'll hit the most fabulous shot in the world, and I will duff it because I don't like being watched either.
Yep.
Yep.
You got the yips or whatever that is.
People just sometimes like an audience, like
Yeah.
you.
Oh, here we
You
go.
do like an audience.
Boy, look at the time on
Well, that's
today's
why you're good at
show.
radio because you like an audience.
Yep.
All right. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Every time I hear the same reminds me how you talking